Right, and this is into the Town Hall Square. Really nice water fountain they've got. It's quite, obviously like most town halls, it's nice as well. Gigantic old building, built in 1875. I suppose it's a mini Trafalgar Square in a way. Big meal, however you pronounce it, on the side of this building here to Leicester Market. Done a great job. We have to get some of the lefty stuff in there, boats for women, all that. But yeah, it's coming up on Leicester Market now anyway. It's a good mural. So there we go. Yeah, it's quite a busy, bustling looking market anyway. I heard it was going to shut down, so it's good to see it still up and running nicely.
£3 each, 2 for a five. No, £2 each. Oh, £2 each.
3 for a fiver, yeah. Meal to Richard III there. Really good market that was as well. Got chatting to a guy who's top bloke. Quite empty and dead on this bit as well. Just off the marketplace. That was a bar of some sort. Closed, shut down. This is to let, and that all fucking hell, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row that all looks shut down and deserted now. Similar to Derby, and look how quiet this bit is. That's crazy. Yeah, so it was Somar Brewing Company, and straight across obviously another building all up to let as well. Even on all the boarded up shops. Got the diversity quota ticked off anyway. And this is just at the old sweet store. I don't even know if this is open. I know they've got everything in the window, but it's not open as such. I don't know. Jewellers closed for the day. It's a Monday, isn't it? Come to think of it, so people will be having a break after the weekend. Peruvian, I think that's how you pronounce it, cafe. Fantastic meal that is. Crusader into battle once more. Got tons of arcades in Leicester actually, one after another more or less. Finally coming up to the Richard III Centre.
You don't remember to click. Yeah. But then you think you've got the pack sold.
So this is into the Guildhall. It's a free museum as well. So I'll quickly have a look round before getting to the Richard III Museum. Certainly beats that crap at the beginning. What a disgrace that museum was. Is this Ethelfled? Daughter of King Alfred? There we go. Obviously that's at Tamworth, isn't it? That statue of her by the castle. Beautiful city is Leicester, like the old architecture that's around. Obviously I know the modern stuff is obviously all the boarded up shops and what have you, but it's the original form. And this is through into the King's Hall. You have the old, almost reminds me like two rivers where they join, you know, like the salt water and the fresh water. A bit like the way it blends Indian, English, and just blended them together. Same again. It's only happening in Western Europe though, isn't it really? Or the Western world. Notice how they always put dragons on top of these things to do the king's power.
Chicken, which is like sliced up chicken or a ham, like gammon. There's like lots of different salads.
So, the cafe at the end in the Guildhall was doing contactless only, so decided to leave it. But these are good. It's obviously like silhouettes of Richard III's story on a horseback, fighting at Battle of Bosworth perhaps. And I've moved this because it was round the other side of the cathedral last time I was here. Much better round here, I think. Great job. Should just get Richard III in the angle there. There we go. Might be able to get the cathedral in there actually. There we go.
He should come to recognize, as I have, the skills one must apply.
God help his enemies. The Earl of Warwick has schooled him well in the arts of war. A test of battle will solve. Yet, my attention thus, he is convinced that God has marked him out from other men.
You my true motives. Better to loose his fighting spirit on the irksome Scots than lose him to bloody conflict with France. But, speaking as a bird,
It's quite interesting not many of them were fought in Lancashire, being the House of Lancaster. Not many in East Anglia or Essex either. So that's where King Richard III was found, just below there.
It's the brown roof beyond the wall.
Oh, is it the other side actually?
Yes.
Ah, there we go.
That's where he found it.
Yeah, that'll be a suit of armour, wouldn't it? It's like a stormtrooper. Can't help but wonder how crazy it would have been for them to see all this stuff, you know, like after fighting a battle, how futuristic it was going to get 500 years later. You know, radiocarbon dating, scanning machines, and then facial reconstruction.
All of these are highly consistent with the information that we have about Richard III's life and about the circumstances of his death.
And I can now tell you, there is a DNA match between the maternal DNA from the descendants of the family of Richard III and the skeletal remains that we found at the Greyfriars Dig.
Confirming these are the kings of
Can you see how shallow the grave is as well? You see they are the original floor tiles.
Oh, really?
And you follow that across and it's only about 1.5 foot.
So they literally had to just...
It was quite a part of the church, which is obviously part of the Greyfriars. But the church part was away from public gaze, and it was where the Greyfriars prayed and lived in private. So although he was treated barbarically on the battlefield and then brought across and put out for display, he was given the empathy of being away from public gaze. Because we did a bit more exploring, we found lots of other graves, but they were lead-lined coffins. They opened the coffins up and there were things of value in them, which signified that they were...
Text is alright, the diagram.
It's looking quite rough on this bit as well. It's in definitely in a state of urban decay. Look at this Rolls Royce here though, lovely. There's a lot shutting down. This was a cafe of some sort. Yeah. So that's the end of an era for blunt shoes, established 1865, closing down. That street is ridiculous. Obviously there's like a tea time shop on the right hand side there, and it's just entirely made up of Africans and Asians. Absolutely ridiculous situation. Anyway, this will be my final shot. This is looking towards the train station, so quite a nice train station from the outside. So that's about it really for Leicester for today. It's got an interesting little bit to the past. Got King's Cross, St Pancras there, Liverpool with the Adelphi, Bradford, Morecambe, Derby, Leeds. How sinister is that? You know, the AI, you know, the robot touching the human hand just by the University of Derby. Obviously it's man playing God, isn't it? Creating artificial life basically.